The story continues. The garden was still beautiful. Peace still filled the air. But a new voice appeared. Quiet. Clever. The voice questioned God's words. Not with anger, but with doubt. Did God really say? That question changed everything. Temptation rarely begins with rebellion. It begins with confusion, with half-truths. The choice was placed before humanity. Trust God, would trust themselves. The fruit looked good. To promised wisdom, control, independence. And the choice was made. In that moment, something broke. Not the world, but the relationship. Eyes were opened, but innocence was lost. For the first time, humans felt shame. They hid. They covered themselves. They were afraid. And then God walked into the garden. Not with thunder, not with destruction, but with a question.
Where are you?
God already knew the answer. The question was not about location. It was about the heart.
Fear replaced trust.
Blame replaced responsibility. The man blamed the woman. The woman blamed the serpent. Brokenness always pushes guilt outward. But even in judgment, God showed mercy.
Consequences came.
The ground would resist.
Pain would enter life.
The garden would be lost.
But hope was not destroyed.
God made coverings better than leaves. A sign that shame would not have the final word. And God spoke a promise that one day,
evil would be crushed.
Even though humanity fell,
God did not abandon them.
They left the garden, but God's presence did not leave them.
Genesis chapter 3 teaches us this.
Sin brings separation, but God brings pursuit.
Failure brings consequences,
but God brings hope. From the very beginning,
God was already planning restoration.
The story does not end with exile. It continues with grace.
And the same God,
the last "where are you?"
is still calling today.
Not to condemn,
but to restore.
Love. Adam and Eve began their life outside the garden. And in time they became parents. Eve gave birth to a son and named him Cain, saying, "With the Lord's help, I have brought forth man." Later she gave birth to another son, Abel. As the years passed, the brothers chose different paths. Cain worked the soil, shaping the land with his hands. Abel became a shepherd, caring for flocks and watching over life. One day, both brothers brought offerings to the Lord. Cain brought produce from the ground he had worked, Abel brought the best portions from the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but Cain's offering did not receive the same favor.
Cain's face fell.
Anger rose quietly inside him. The Lord spoke to Cain with patience and warning.
Why are you angry? Why has your face fallen?
If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to control you, but you must rule over it.
Cain did not answer.
Instead, he spoke to his brother Abel and led him into the field. There, away from others, Cain rose up against Abel and killed him. The Lord said to Cain,
Where is your brother Abel?
Cain replied,
I don't know, am I my brother's keeper?
The Lord said,
What have you done?
Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now the ground which opened its mouth to receive his blood is cursed because of you. When you work the soil, it will no longer yield its strength. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth.
Cain said to the Lord, My punishment is more than I can bear. You are driving me from the land, then I will be hidden from your presence.
Anyone who finds me may kill me. But the Lord said,
Not so.
Anyone who kills Cain will suffer judgment. And the Lord placed a mark on Cain, so that no one who found him would kill him. Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and settled in a land of wandering east of Eden. Cain had a son, and he built a city, naming it after his son. In his family line came workers of metal and music, people of skill and strength, and also people of violence and pride. Meanwhile, Adam and Eve had another son, and they named him Seth, saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel. Seth also had a son, and he named him Enosh. At that time, people began to call on the name of the Lord.